Hello again, everyone. It's night time. There's no light outside. Everything's being blocked by the earth. Anyway, 3 days ago, I opened up the moderator module for you to suggest things for me to talk about in what I called opinion pieces. They're not really opinion pieces. I'd like to think I'm a little bit more logical than opinions, because opinions are just subjective, blah blah blah, and never get anywhere. So I was going to do a proper logical debate. I got asked ebooks versus physical books, with no question. Hi, the Motorhead Bookworm, by the way. Thank you for the third time for putting me in your suggested things. I've put you in part of my network. Ride the network, they say. And yeah, I got asked this question, and it was blah versus blah. And if we're going to do this sort of rationally, and not just go, oh, I enjoy this, we need to think about pros and cons, and then weigh things up. See, that's kind of what you do in a semi-rational debate, not philosophically, because I mean with something so subjective as this, you just have to do pros and cons, and then you have to evaluate the weight of each argument, and we don't really have time to do that, but I'll do the pros and cons, and you can evaluate the weight of the argument for yourself. So I assume you know what ebooks are, and I assume you know what physical books are. I don't want to weigh things out too much. So let's get going. I took mechanical pencil to paper, and I thought of 4 more objective things, reasons why one might be better than the other. I mean, this is cost, environmental reasons, space, and lifespan. Not space as in space, space as in space. And how much space they take up. Volume, I guess I could have said. So with cost, ebooks are cheaper. Obviously, that's kind of the point of them. They wouldn't have come about if they were more expensive. That's how the free market works. If something is more expensive and is better, sure, but in general they give a fairly even experience. The words appear and the light goes and it goes into your eyes, and then you can read the words and you make the story go in your head. So ebooks kind of win out on the cost. Environmental reasons, it's toughy. I would say books are worse for the environment. And not because of chopping down trees. I mean, reforestation is wonderful, and if you actually reforest 8, then what you can do is you can take this kind of book, and there's this much carbon has been locked forever until someone burns this, and we'll get on to burning books later. So it's not to do with chopping down trees, it's more to do with the production and delivery emissions involved in getting the book to you physically, because the thing about reading a book, I mean, unless someone holds a book up to a camera, hello How to Liz, by the way, it's a good channel, you should check it out, put it in the doobly-doo. Unless someone holds a book up to a camera, then the book's got to be with you to read. So there's that. Ebooks, yes, they do use electricity to work, but the thing about delivering books is that it's internal combustion engines making things move about, which is a lot less efficient than, say, coal dust power plants. So I would say more energy is used in books, delivering a book to you, than an ebook, and ebooks just generally better for the environment, I would say. In terms of space, I don't know what they have stored on a Kindle or any other e-reader like that, but I'm thinking of moving my music collection. Let's say, take my music collection for example, and it's a good analogue, say vinyl to MP3s. Downstairs there's a vinyl collection, belongs to my dad, and it's really big, takes up a lot of space, a lot of shelving space to store all that vinyl. This is a micro SD card. I've got a bigger one coming in the mail that's going to be 16 gigabytes. It's the size of my thumbnail. It's going to store my entire music collection on, and then I'm just going to play it on a phone. That's amazing, and the same is for ebooks. I mean, I'll just turn the camera around here. Look at that. I mean, how many books is that? What? 15 or so? It's not too many, but already so much bigger than this. So space reasons, it's better. Now, lifespan. That's kind of, I think, where books win out a little bit. There's sort of a taboo in culture not to burn books. It's seen as really bad. I'm not sure why, they're just things, they're just objects, but burning books always had bad fascist connotations with it, and people just don't want to do it. So for that reason, books tend to hang about. Now, the argument as to if books do have a longer lifespan, I mean, ebooks easily deleted, they're easily copied and brought back. Something like this, small as this, easily lost, easily crushed, easily destroyed, as opposed to this guy. So if you want books to last longer, which I don't know why you would, I'm not going to read The Complete and Utter Guide to the 2010 election ever again, especially since it was horribly wrong as soon as the live debate started happening. If you're going to read books again, then yes, books are going to win out. But if you're going to ebook it, if you're only going to read a book once, then I don't see what the disadvantage is. It seems to me that the only possible arguments ever put forward are licensing agreements, which are kind of flimsy. It's just words, and piracy will win out in the end on that front anyway, and subjective things that no one can ever really make a resolution to. You can't really resolve a subjective argument. Oh, the book feels better in your hand. I mean, it's nice and small, it's malleable, and things like that. And that's the only really most of the reasons you have towards physical books being better. So it's all to traditionalism versus modernism. And if you want to be stuck in the past, then and have your books and have your nice feelingness, then that's fine. If you're taking books for information rather than the experience, then ebooks are the way to go. It's really it's horses for courses, and I'm glad there's competitor to books, because books, I mean, apart from scrolls, they've been on the warpath for ages in terms of they've had a monopoly over information, and I'm glad things are changing. That's all I really have to say. I don't know what I'm doing next. Logical fallacies, but I think I might do an introduction to logic before I do logical fallacies. I'll see. We'll see. I'll see you soon. Have a nice time. I'm not going to acknowledge the fact that one number in our flimsy people organisation system has changed. So I hope you had a good January the 1st, and I'll see you soon.